Hi guys, welcome back to Hera's World, and I am always your host Harold. Yeah, growing up in rural Kenya, there's a unique, almost humorous tradition that many of us know all too well. It's not something you'll find written in any book or taught in any classroom, but it's a part of our lives, what I like to call Ocha Slavery. It's that moment when a relative visits your home, and without any notice or consultation, you're suddenly enlisted for hard labor. Whether it's harvesting maize, tilling the land, or helping with some other demanding task, you don't have much of a choice. The decision is made for you, usually by your own mother, who agrees to lend your services without batting an eye. It's a story many can relate to, and yet it's one that's rarely talked about. Let's dive into what this really looks like. Ocha Slavery is that peculiar moment when a relative, often a brother to the man married to your auntie, shows up unannounced at your home. What starts as a casual visit quickly turns into a conscription. One that you, as a young member of the family, can't escape. Without much warning, you find yourself enlisted to help with whatever labor-intensive task the relative has in mind. And here's the kicker. It's your own mother who gives you away, all too willingly, like you're a community resource waiting to be tapped. The process is as simple as it is inevitable. The relative arrives, and after some pleasantries, he casually mentions that he could use some help. Maybe harvesting maize, repairing a fence, or tilling the land. Your mother, without consulting you or even considering your plans for the day, immediately agrees. You're called in, not as a volunteer, but as a conscripted worker. The decision is made, and you have no say in the matter. Now, you might be wondering, why don't we protest? Why don't we say no? Well, in rural Kenya, especially in the more traditional households, respect for elders and a sense of communal responsibility run deep. Saying no isn't just difficult, it's almost unthinkable. You're taught from a young age that family comes first, and that includes helping out whenever needed, even if it means sacrificing your own time and energy. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resigned duty, you head out to the field, to the task that's been assigned to you. Whether it's under the scorching sun or in the pouring rain, you do the work. You and your cousins, who've been roped into this just like you, bond over your shared fate, exchanging tired glances and occasional jokes to lighten the mood. But deep down, you're all thinking the same thing. How much longer until this is over? But when the day is finally done and you return home, worn out and dirty, there's no grand reward waiting for you. Instead, you're met with a simple, "You did a good job today." It's a pat on the back, an acknowledgement that you fulfilled your duty. And while you might be relieved that the day's work is over, there's always that lingering thought. When will the next relative come knocking? When will you be drafted into Ocha slavery again? Ocha slavery is more than just a funny anecdote. It's a deeply ingrained part of our rural culture. It teaches us the value of hard work, yes, but it also reminds us of the unspoken expectations placed on us by our families. In some ways, it's a rite of passage, a tradition that builds character. But it's also a reminder that in rural Kenya, your time is never truly your own. You're always just one unexpected visit away from being handed your next assignment. So, to all the young people out there who've had to drop everything and help out because a relative showed up at your door, know that you're not alone. This is our shared experience, our rural reality. And the next time you hear a relative's car pulling up, maybe brace yourself. You never know when you'll be called upon for another round of Ocha slavery. Until next time, this is Harold Yaya, reminding you to keep those tools sharp and your excuses even sharper.